Right. Let's see. Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Um, can you hear me? I had some issues with the technical aspect of the stream. I had the wrong stream key, but now everything should be working. Thank you all for joining. Please let me know in the comments if you can hear me okay. And this is a very special live stream because this is the first ever giveaway on this channel. And I'm super grateful to MNTRA Instruments for providing me with Borealis already before the release of it. And so I had time to dive deep into it and to already play around with it and to create actually like an entire sound journey that I performed live this last weekend at a yoga festival. So, and at the end of this live stream, we will announce a winner. So, what will happen is that I will go through the chat, and some of you guys already put your names and the reasons why you would like to win the plugin. And at the end of this stream, I will go through them, write all the names down on paper, and then we will put them in a pot. And then I will draw the lucky winner. So, yeah, welcome everybody. Let me know in the chat if the music is too loud as compared to my voice. I think it should be fine. I did a sound check, but just in case I need to adjust anything, please let me know in the chat, and also feel free to let me know where you're tuning in from. And I'm super stoked that MNTRA Instruments is actually here to join. Thank you guys. Welcome. All right, so let's have a look at this project here. So we are in Ableton 12, and I created a sound journey entirely with MNTRA Instruments with different instances. And then here I have this live instance where I have two reverbs with my flute, right? So there's two instances of Borealis here, and I will show you my favorite features in a second. But before we get into this, let's have actually a look at the instruments that I've created using MNTRA Instruments and MNDALA, right? So the idea was to create a sound journey that is very chill and kind of has like this kind of night vibe. And yeah, Northern Ireland, welcome. Awesome, DJ Emo. Thanks for joining. And so I was trying to find instruments and create presets that are reflecting this kind of vibe. So like imagine like a beautiful night in the jungle, you know, very calm, very serene, very beautiful. And let's have a look at the first one, which is called Ocarina Night Creatures, right? And you can see there's already an instance of Borealis on here. I will turn that off for now. And let's have a listen first to this sound. So let's see. Right. So this is without Borealis, and this is with Borealis, and I might need to increase the volume a little bit, I guess, right? So the thing is, it's just a background element, but this sets the mood pretty well, right? And you can see like if I play with those parameters that I will show you in a second, we can change the sound. But this is kind of like a background sound that I've created using Capracan, which is a beautiful library. And I went here into the matrix, right? And then you can find the individual samples, and you can go to the wind samples, right? And then I was just selecting this one, which is called Bird Ocarina Whistle, right? And then if you go to the global effects, I added a tremolo, right? So you can see that the tremolo, and this one is mapped to the Z-axis. And this is creating this kind of pulsating sound, right? So when we go to the performance tab, you can see I have it says reverb now, but it's actually the tremolo, right? So this is a beautiful background sound. And then I created a water stream here with another instance of MNDALA, this time from the Oro library, which is like a library from Colombia. And there they have like this beautiful field recordings, right? So I had like here, like this stream in the city, and then I was just, you know, adding some, or like adjusting some parameters. Mainly I was, I think, using the EQ to take out some of the highs. Let's have a listen and check. Yeah, right. So if you check here, you have the sampler section where you have all the different settings where you can use the envelope, or where you can adjust some settings here. And I think if we look at the EQ, yeah, I just took some frequencies out, some of the lows, some of the mids, some of the muddy frequencies. So if I take off this, sounds like this, right? So, oh, yeah, thank you guys for this hint. I will adjust the volume here on OBS. 1 second. So now there is more volume, and let's see how it sounds with the pads here. How does this sound? Is this more pleasant? Is this more audible, guys? Let me know. Okay, so I will continue, and at the same time I will be watching the chat. I hope this is a good balance now between music and voice. Okay, awesome. Thank you guys. All right, so you could see like I was using different instances, and we will get into Borealis in a second. I just also wanted to show you, you know, like what else I was using, because this is like entirely MNTRA instruments. And this one here is also really exciting. This is called Magic Healing Rocks. And let's have a listen to this one. Isolated for now. Right? And I turn back all the settings here. So I really love this sound. Like this is, I don't know, maybe you can write that in the comments. Maybe it's like some sort of like rocks that you have sampled, or like volcanic rocks. Let's see what the sampler is saying. Yeah, pitched rocks. And then the wah-wah bell. This is one of my favorite instruments. It's a beautiful sound healing instrument. Like, is it like a metal tube that makes this woo-woo sounds? And I layered them together. And then you can see we have this X, Y, Z parameters, like macro controls. And let's see what happens actually when I change this. Right, you can hear how the blending of the sound is changing, right? Here we have the wah-wah bell coming in more, right? And then here not much is going on, but I really like this sound as a soundscape, like as a background. I find it's very organic and very soothing in a way. Like I really love the stone sounds. I like to touch stones, and I also like to hear them when they are being scraped or resonated in a way. So this is the Magic Healing Rocks, I called this preset, right? And you can see in the samplers I added like a simple panning here, which is one of the stereo panners that come in the shaper section here, or like in this case it's the color section. So if you go to samplers, you have like a generator where you could add a synth, then you have the shaper section that is coming soon, and then you have the color section where you can add like saturation, you know. And then I added also this Haas effect, and they are both mapped to the X axis, as you can see, right? When I increase the X, then you can see how it's moving, right? And so this is how the sound is being shaped. All right, and then the last one that I really like also, and then we can have a look at the Borealis, is this one. It's called Dancing Fireflies, and this is a whole effect rack that I've built, or like an instrument rack, with the chord function of Ableton and an arpeggiator. And this is actually mimicking fireflies. So let's have a listen to this one. So this is how it sounds on its own, right? And I just put hold for now. And then you can hear now, right? When I increase the X-axis, it starts to pan and it starts to get this flare or buzzing sound, which reminds me of fireflies, right? And you can feel it moving around, right? And then you can play different chords, right? So I really love this, super magical. And here we already have Borealis on it. Let's see what happens if I turn it off. Right? It sounds like this. So it's already a big difference without Borealis. It sounds still nice, right? But it doesn't have this kind of lush, rich and wide feeling to it. So, and so the first three, they are actually from MNDALA, right? And then the next three, they are from Borealis. So now we can even play around with that. Right? And then it gets like super magical, super lush, and super fairy-like. And I really love this. So, yeah, this is basically the instruments that I've created with MNDALA and some instances of MNTRA instruments. In this case, it was my favorite, or one of my favorite libraries, Atma, for the dancing fireflies, and then just like an instance of the healing bell. And then here, like the stereo echo and the pitch shifter, and the pitch shifter is actually creating this buzzing sensation, because it's being pitched like 48 semitones, right? And then it's creating this kind of like buzzing sensation. All right, and then I have like here some panning as well. Okay, so now what you're all here for, let's have a look at Borealis. And for that, we're going to have a look at the MNTRA website. So let me bring that over. Right, so Borealis is an animistic performance reverb. So it was mainly created with performance in mind. Of course, you can also use it in the studio. But it was mainly created to have a very flexible and very dynamic tool for live performance in terms of reverb. And also there are some vintage delays. And yeah, the MNTRA guys can, of course, comment. So they're saying here the Borealis streamlines this process, allowing the spaces to interact naturally with the instruments. And the idea was to create a spatial sound playground. Previously, Achieving reactive spaces required multiple reverbs and extensive parameter automations. Exactly. And now we have all that with very easy hands-on controls with the X, Y, and Z axis. Also non-linear modulation parameters within Borealis. So let's have a look here, and then I will give my comments on what I'm reading here. So Borealis is a dynamic reverb plugin, right? So it is dynamic, and this is kind of the main benefit, or what makes it really standing out. It's dynamic and it's interactive, based on the modulation, which can be assigned with LFOs and the amazing envelope follower, which allows us really to get creative, which you will see in a second. Right, so it transcends conventional reverb plugins by allowing you to create an interplay between your dry input and your wet input. And the wet input can be used, like the envelope follower can be used, and create unique modulation possibilities. It also allows you to manipulate a myriad of parameters simultaneously for expressive results with a user-friendly animated interface with 3-axis macro controls. And this is what we already know from MNDALA, the Genius XYZ concept. And then it offers you an array of 14 unique reverb algorithms. So that's a lot to choose from. And they go from lush convolution reverbs, which are sampled from epic spaces like a cathedral, for example, to shimmering algorithmic reverbs, and also the aforementioned vintage diffuse delays. And the extensive modulation capabilities include complex nonlinear modulators, and a deep envelope follower enable you access to highly responsive and organic results. And exactly this is what we will be listening to in a second. And there's also a mastering section, which is really cool. So there's a full-blown limiter and compressor that you can use, as well as an EQ. And here are the 14 different algorithms. You can see like Cavern is a dark and dreamy reflections with arithmetic echoes. And then we have Driven, which is super nice. I didn't use it in this one, but I actually used it to create some distorted tuning forks, which is super cool. So you can have this like a guitar amp or like distortion engine. And then the freeze one, this is like really super cool, and this is also what I will show you, because this is the one that I used for the live performance with the flute. Such a cool feature we're gonna have a look at in a second. And then there's the echo hall, where you have like shifting rooms with a syncable delay. And then Endless is for super like massive, lush ambient soundscapes, cosmic reflections for vast sonic explorations. Granular I like a lot as well. It's for experimental sounds, it's creating like this kind of granular shimmery effect. Then we have Orbital, which is more like a vintage chorus. And then Ping Pong, which is ping pong delay. And then we have the Studio, which is a convolution reverb from the studio recording hall in Montreal. And then Sanctuary is also like a bright modulating reflections from an imaginary inner sanctum. So yeah, guys, maybe you can write something in the chat. I would be curious what you mean by imaginary inner sanctum. Maybe let us know in the chat, MNTRA guys, what do you mean with imaginary inner sanctum. And then we have the piano algorithm, which is a warm, sympathetic resonances from a piano within a piano soundboard. So that's also a very interesting space, very intimate, right? Very warm. And then we have Silo, which sounds more metallic. Spring, which is an emulation from a classic spring reverb. And then Church, another convolution reverb from the Saint Jean Baptiste Church in Montreal. So super cool algorithms. Let's dive in and let's see what we can do with them, right? So in the first one here, in the Dancing Fireflies, let's play the chord again, right? We set it to hold. And now let's look. I have actually 2 instances of Borealis here, so let me see what the second one is doing. I think the second one I just used as a limiter. No, doesn't look like it. It's for the granular as well. Oh yeah, wow. Listen to that difference, right? That's huge. So let's turn off this one. And again, probably I need to increase the volume a little bit, right? On this one. Let me know if that's loud enough, or if you would like me to increase it a little bit. So I'm going to bring this window over to the other side again, so that I can read the chat here. All right. So yeah, if somebody could let me know if that's loud enough, then if not, I should increase it. Please let me know. Right, so okay, let's dive into Borealis. So the first instance here, you can see I was using the big orbit preset, right? So if you look at Borealis for the first time, in case you don't know it, so here, first of all, it's a standalone plugin. You don't need MNDALA for it. And then if you click here on the presets, you get all those different categories, and there's a lot of presets, right? So if you go for ambient, for example, and then it's showing you all the ones that are tagged with ambient. And there's the big orbit that we used, right? So here you can check the presets, and then you have here the dry wet, and you have like the size and the decay. So each preset comes with a set of preset parameters from this algorithm. If you want to go deeper, you can click here, and here you have like additional parameters like the mod depth and the mod rate, for example, and EQ in this case, and the damping to take out some of the harshness if you want to, right? And then if we go in here, you can see here we have actually the modulation section, where we can set where those parameters are going to be modulated, right? You can see so that each of them has a different mapping. So if I go to the macro here, you can see that, you know, the X is mapping the size, right? And then the Y is mapping the decay of the reverb, and then the Z-axis is mapping the dry wet, right? So that's the first one here. And then if you go in here, you can see the different modulation sources. So here you have like mod 1 to 3, and those are all like LFOs with different shapes, right? And the step sequencer as well. And here you can go even deeper. Here you have like the modulation rate and the intensity. Here you can see this cool graphic is showing the dynamics, like the meter, like how the parameter is being affected. And here we have the envelope follower. So here you can select an input signal to be a modulation source, and here you can set the attack and release and the threshold. In this case we are not using it, so you don't see it doing anything, but you will see it in another part of the video where I show you how I use the envelope follower for the freeze function to create this super epic drone for my flute. And yeah, so then we have this one here, and this one is using the granular, right? This, I know, it's using the sanctuary. It's using the sanctuary parameter, and I was just playing, you know, with the dry wet, and it's just creating this bright resonance, right? In compared to what it was before. I really love it, how it's like really filling out the whole space with the magic of the fireflies. Okay, MNTRA Instruments has answered. So I will stop the hold now. Good question. We mathematically modeled a large pyramid-shaped temple. Oh, wow. Amazing. I love that. With a complex inner network of chambers and rendered several impulse response positions within them. Wow, guys, that's amazing. I didn't know that, but that sounds epic. I like it even more now and will play more with that one. Super cool. So, yeah, so now let's have a look actually at the flute verb. So because this is kind of like the main piece. So let me get my flute 1 second. Okay, so this is where it's really cool. Like if I turn this on now, like you can see the channel is muted, but if I turn it on now, we will already be hearing something. Yeah. And now I will just enable the recording. Right now you can hear my voice. But look, listen what happens when I play the flute. That is so cool. So I play the flute now. Right? And when I stop playing, it holds this tone. It holds this tone until I'm playing again. So let me do it again. And then I stop talking, or then I turn the recording off so that it's not affecting my voice anymore. So now I'm going to play flute again. Right? And now it's playing in the background, and now I can go to this other one where I have another instance of Borealis, this time a delay, and while this drone is going in the background, I can play some notes on top now. Right, that is super cool. And then I can switch again to the other one. Ah, nice, Lotus Tunes. That is so cool. Lotus Tunes is also joining the chat. Hey, Kevin, good to see you, man. I'm gonna mute this for now so I can talk again. That's awesome, man. Thanks you for joining. I am actually excited to hear some of your ambient music, man. I don't know. Did you already make a video on your ambient music? If so, please put the link in the description or in the chat. And yeah, awesome. All right, so let's have a look how this actually works with the envelope follower and the freeze function, right? So let's make a flute tone again. Right, and now let's have a look at Borealis here. So I chose the freeze algorithm, right? Which you can see here, it's lush and modulated, freeze and shimmer. And then I went into the modulation section and I chose oh yeah, that's in the second one, right? So let's see what's happening here in the first one. So we have the freeze at 100% and the envelope follower is actually triggering the freeze. So I need to enable it in order to show you, right? So if I turn it on right now, you can see me talking, right? And now the envelope follower is actually affecting the size and it's affecting the freeze, right? So when there is no signal coming in, the freeze is at 100% or at 99%, right? And even the shimmer is increasing. So when I play louder, then it gets even more shimmery, right? So that is really cool. And this is all happening with the envelope follower, right? So you can see that whenever the signal is coming, the modulations are being triggered. And because it is set up this way that when I stop the input, the freeze is at 99%, it just keeps looping basically, or like it keeps sustaining the notes. And that is so cool, you know, like to have it in the background. Let's listen to everything together. Yeah, super awesome. Okay, so let me turn that off again, right? So this envelope follower is really, really exciting, and there's many ways that you can use it. And even like if you go in here, you can see that even the envelope follower can be modulated again, even by other modulation sources, right? So you can go super deep with Borealis. And here you can see the path, like what is being affected, right? So in this case, the shimmer, the freeze, and the size. And in this one, we have also a freeze, right? So I can turn this off. And then here we have the ping pong delay, right? And what is happening here is if we look at the parameters, there's not much going on in this case, but I'm also using the envelope follower. So again, let me just enable this. Right, so the dry wet is affected. And then the delay mix. So there's another way how you can use it just with the delay and then with the envelope follower triggering the parameters. Okay, cool. So do you have any questions? I mean, we have the unique chance to have MNTRA here in the chat. So if there's anything you want to know, in the meantime now, I will just play the music and I will start to write down the names and check the chat, what you have said, what the reasons are, why you wanted to have Borealis in the first place. So let's have a listen to the music. We'll bring that down a bit so it's just playing in the background. Right, and then let's see, I will take my notes. So I would prepare like a couple of little snippets here out of paper. And then here we have a little ASMR. Let's see how that sounds when we rip it actually. Curious. Maybe it's a bit loud, huh? All right, so let's see. All right, so we have Andrea. Andrea is the first name here. Actually, I will bring in the chat here so you can see it as well. Right, so we have Andrea. I want to win this beauty because I'm a real fan of MNTRA instruments since the very beginning of their path. I have a lot of their instruments that I've collected in the years, and she already tried out the light version of this beauty reverb, and she really wants to try the 14 different algorithms of the full version, and she says it looks amazing. I agree, Andrea. So Andrea is the first one, so I'm gonna put that name here on the side. And then we have the Mindspace, aka Des. I hope this is how I pronounce your name. And Des says, I already own all MNTRA instruments. Borealis will be the cherry on the top for me. So this will be Des, the Mindspace. Right, and then we have Ashley, my good friend Ashley. Blessings, brother. It's Ashley. I'd love to win this, to take my offerings deeper that I share with the community both live and online. Yeah, Ashley does amazing ecstatic dances and sound journeys. So I'm not like biased or anything. I want that anybody can have the chance to win this, but of course, Ashley, if you get it, I'm very happy for you. Let's see, right? And then we have Felix. Felix, I'd love to win the plugin to expand my toolkit and my vocal performances, and to enrich my soundscapes for deeper healing and enjoyment of my music to my audience. Yeah, that's a beautiful intention, Felix. Thank you for joining and being here. Wish you good luck. So then Travis, my good friend Travis, he's a beautiful being and also like a mastering and mixing engineer and a producer as well. He was part of our Academy for Sonic Sorcery. So thank you for chiming in, Travis. Appreciate your support always. Then we have Eduardo. And he says, reverbs are the best for my yin yoga sounds. I agree. Eduardo does beautiful yin yoga classes with sound journeys. So yeah, that would be cool to have Borealis for that. I already experienced that, the magic during the weekend at a beautiful yoga festival. And people were like really enchanted. Alright, so then we have Bandolero. Do you want to join? Do you want to participate? I don't know if there's did you tell us why you would like to use it? And then we have the Master Institute. So chat, didn't say anything, no name either, so I guess maybe he has it already, or he, I guess. Ah, isn't that you, Disco Shaman? Chat, are you Disco Shaman? Daniel? Let me know. Yeah, and then Kevin. So we have Lotus Tunes here, Kevin. That's awesome that he joins. So in case you don't know, but I guess you know, but he has an amazing YouTube channel as well. And he inspired me a lot for organic house music. So it's cool that he's into ambient also right now. But yeah, definitely check out his channel. And then we have Zenny. Ah, nice, Zenny. You're also here. That's beautiful. Zenny is one of my students also, and she's also a big fan of the MNTRA instruments, like we all are. And she would love to play with this to create some cosmic etheric energies in my sound, especially in the live sets. Yes, exactly. That's what it's for. And so let's see what else we have here. There were some questions, and then yeah, the Masters Institute. I would love to win this, to incorporate Borealis into my sound healing, learning, and yoga therapy sessions. Yes, it's beautiful. So, getting closer, guys. Almost there. Oh yeah, okay, cool. So then I guess Daniel, you're also up for the tombola. So I will just put your name on as here as well, chat. Ah yeah, Jeff. Okay. Yeah. All right, Jeff. Awesome. And then we have Sabine. And Sabine says she would love to use it for the sound healing sessions. That will be so magic. Yes, of course. Awesome, guys. All right, so Sabine here as well. Okay, so I have all the names written down now. Let me put them in the pot. Right. So this is the tombola pot here. Drum roll, everybody. It's gonna happen now. You see, this is the pot. Yeah, all the names inside. And now we'll just randomly select a name here. Ooh, this is exciting. This is exciting. Who will I pick? All right, I think I have someone. And the lucky winner of a Borealis free license is Sabine. Sabine Visa, congratulations. You have won the Borealis license. So please type your email into the chat and I will reach out to you and I will send you the license and support you maybe in setting it up if you need some support. Yeah, awesome, guys. So that was it. Feel free to share your... Yeah, exactly. Awesome, huh? So again, thank you so much to MNTRA Instruments, first of all, for creating such epic instruments and tools. Like really, Borealis is such a game changer. And actually, I I didn't want to make this so long, but there's gonna be a video where I go like super in depth, like an actual review of Borealis. And guys, still, even if you didn't get Borealis now in the tombola, it's still on sale right now. There's still the intro price, so the price will go up eventually. So you can still get it. I wouldn't wait too long. Like now, if you're already stoked about it, I would not wait too long and just yeah, get to the MNTRA website and get it before the price is going up. And as I said, I will do like a full-on review, also going a little bit more in depth also about all the modulation functions, and we will create a preset as well from scratch and things like that. But for now, that should be it. So yeah, Sabine, don't forget to put your email in the chat. Awesome, first time winning. Yeah, that's beautiful. I'm happy for you. Oh, there's still the reverb from the paper scrapping. All right, guys. I'm still waiting here for Sabine's email, but um, thank you all for joining, and I will see you in another video soon. Much love from Austria. Oh, thank you guys. Yeah, I appreciate that. It's really changing a lot on my offerings as well. And I'm so happy to be able to collaborate with you guys. And yeah, very, very grateful. And I know that there's more beautiful stuff coming from you guys in the future. So I'm always excited when you announce something new. But until then, there's so much to explore still already. Yeah. And I will also go back to work. And there's a beautiful um, track I'm working on right now, like a sound journey with a beautiful singer. And I'm using, of course, Borealis as well, and mantra instruments, among other stuff. So while we're still waiting for Sabine with the email, if you're still there, I will just give you a little sneak peek of the latest piece of music that I'm working on that also features Borealis as well. So, Ableton. What's going on here? Here we go. Awesome. So this is a little sound journey. That also features Borealis on the vocals here. Right? And again with the freeze function. I guess it's the same thing with the envelope follower. So you can see that, yeah, the envelope follower is triggering the dry wet again and the freeze. So it's pretty much the same thing. And then I was using MNDALA for some drums here. Ah, yeah. So this is from Oracle, and as you can see, I'm just using a couple of MIDI hits here, but what makes it so interesting is that LFOs are modulating the X and Y parameters. So the X is the contrast, right? So it changes the round robins, the drum sounds, and then we have the articulation. So you can see, like, even if it's the same MIDI note, and it always sounds like a different sample. And this is what I love so much also about the MNTRA instruments, is like that they sound like so dynamic, right? So like even if it's just the same MIDI clip, you can see it's just a very simple MIDI clip, but the drum sound is always changing. So yeah, just wanted to give you this little, and then here if we solo the vocals, then you hear that, right? That there's still like this drone in the background. So the envelope follower is keeping it until she's triggering it again, until she's singing again. Yeah, so there was another little gimmick here. All right, so Sabine, please put your email into the chat so that I can reach out to you. And if not, I guess I can write on your YouTube channel, but it would be helpful if you just type in your email here in the chat. Oh, where is it? I didn't see it. I cannot see it. Sabine, I don't know if do you put it maybe not in the chat, but maybe as a comment. Let me see if it's in the comments, but it's definitely not in the chat. I cannot see it. Okay, so I will end the live stream now, and thank you all for joining again. Thank you.